Hola Control, bienvenidos a su podcast El After. El día de hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial, Bliss. How are you, my friend?
I'm great, and you?
All great. Happy to have you here, bro.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so here basically is people to know your career. You have a lot of experience, a lot of trajectory in the PSYTRANCE, electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
So here basically is people that follow you know how you started, like how was your first approach into music, where you're from, which one is your inspiration until today?
What's a big question, man?
Yeah, I mean, we can go.
So basically, music was in my life forever. So I started play guitar at the age of 10 or 12. Well, I say 12, my mom says 10. And I was really into heavy metal and rock music. And I had a band. And somewhere along the way, I discovered the Groovebox, Roland 303. You know this machine?
Yeah.
You can just put the beats and do some sounds. And it really fascinated me to make music by myself. You don't need a band, no hassle, just me in the studio. Not in the studio, in the bedroom, but by myself. And that was my teenage years. I went to a few PSYTRANCE parties around my hometown. And in my village, Roy Painkiller, we grew up in the same village, and he had a bigger machine. It was 505, the Roland machine, and we used to meet up and make some beats. And then after a few years, I realized I need to make music on a computer, and I started to make music on a computer. A friend of mine taught me Cubase 3.7. And that basically started my more serious way. And after that, let's say, like 2 years later, I had a few tracks finished. I put them on a CD, and I sent them over to labels in Israel, Omega, BNE, I don't know, Utopia maybe. I sent to Span Records, GMS's label, and one I sent to John Phantasm in England. And December 2004, I got a call from John and his son Junior, and they said, "We like the music, let's do it. What's your DJ name?" And I didn't have any. And then I thought about the name, I got the Bliss name, and the rest is history. That's basically the beginning.
And why Bliss? How do you get into that name?
Because I just liked it. Then music makes me happy. You know, Bliss is happiness, joy. So that's it. It's about the name.
Yeah, because it's a difficult question because how many years have you been with that name? And you didn't like it at the beginning. After too many years, it's very hard to change it. So.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, if I would choose a name today, I would choose a bit different because that's for the young people that make music now. Choose a name that you can brand easily. Go into Google and see if you have many results. If you have a lot of results, it's a bad name. It's maybe not a bad name, maybe you can relate to it, but it's going to be harder to brand it. And out there in Google land, Bliss is very much into yoga stuff and wellness, and so to brand that name, it's a bit harder.
Yeah, totally.
But I never went into Google and checked, so I just went with my heart.
Yeah, and I think that is more important because it has like a good feeling for you. And when you start making music, or you start in Cubase, and you make the first signature of your album or tracks with John Phantasm?
Yeah,
and Junior. What genre was what kind of music were you working on? Like what genre? Like the full on, like
yeah, it was quite full on. Well, a few years before that, I liked progressive, like Atmos and stuff like that. And before that, I liked Astral Projection and Israeli full on. But after John called me, and I really dwelled into Junior's stuff, the old Eskimo 2004, which I really liked. And I really liked also the stuff from CPU and Absolum. So that drove me into the way of full-on music.
Yeah, there's just killer music, and when you when you send the deal and you sign your first I don't know what's a BLP or an album. How do you feel about changing? Because we start making music in our rooms with little hardware, and we know you are in a very privileged country. There are a lot of talents and legends for the psytrance now in 2025. How was that feel for you, like the young Jonathan that was making music now launching in such a big label on that time?
Oh, it was great. To be honest, I started to make music, and I never made the music for the dance floor, because I was never a DJ before that. I didn't have any experience with DJing. I went to parties and that's it. So basically making music was my small haven at home. Make the music, stay at home, and make some more music. After that, after it came out, a year or two later, I started to perform.
And then you have to learn like DJ classes, like to mix and everything.
And then I took a CDJ 100 from a friend, and I started to learn how to mix. I didn't know how to do it before that.
Yeah, no, I fully understand. I had I'm a more like the same history for you. Like start like backwards, start making music, and then learn how to mix.
There isn't one right way. It's just our way.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, but I've been interviewing a lot of people, talents right now, and they're like, no, yeah, I started as a DJ, and then I started making music, and like you, like a musician like me, like I start playing hard rock and heavy metal, and then I go into psytrance thanks to Infected and trance to Dali, and because I make that mix. And now into music, how long it took to you like to mix the guitar into your music?
Many years. I had one track in the first album that I recorded some acoustic guitar. Somehow I managed to put it in, but it took some time because I was really into the electronic part. So I put the guitar aside and I became really rusty at playing guitar. And maybe 8 years later, 2010 or 11, I picked up the guitar again and started to play. And then my music also became more melodic, so I could fit it into my own stuff.
Yeah, totally.
I was never into the rock riffs in psytrance. I was more into the melodic stuff. Plain.
Yeah. Because when I first saw you back in the old days, because I recall, okay, Infected, they started Scassi back in the old days. To that, Ali also have like a show, and then I saw you, and I was like, wow, because I started in 2009. So
when?
In 2009.
I didn't have a guitar back then.
No, right now, no. But when I started in the 2009, it was I only see like Dali, Infected Mushroom, Scassi.
Yeah.
And then it started 2010, 11, 12. Then I saw you. I don't remember 2012 or 2013. I don't recall exactly when I saw you like the first time with the guitar. It was like, wow, there's an Israel guy playing the guitar also. So that's killer.
Yeah, at the beginning actually I played with the A-Team, with Painkiller.
Yeah.
I used to bring the guitar for live shows, and he used to do the drums. So we made a live show out of it. But then after a few years, I started to do it myself. So I bought a MIDI guitar, like 2013, more or less. And for a few years, I played the MIDI guitar in shows. But it was a bit of a hassle with the cable, and sometimes it broke on stage. You know, when MIDI gets stuck, it's like it stays on the same note. I hated that. So I put that aside and took the electric guitar.
Yeah, it's much better, but it's a pain in the ass to travel with a guitar.
Sometimes, yeah. But you have the guitar in the hotel, which is nice.
yeah, that's not the
companion.
Yeah, but maybe you understand me, because a lot of people ask me, hey, your life is so cool because you travel playing, and I say, flying with a guitar is not that comfortable because it's too big, and you get in a lot of, there are some airlines that they don't understand, and they're like, hey, it's killer, you have a guitar, and they take it, but the others, no, you need to take it like down. And
never.
Yeah.
I never sent my guitar to the trunk. Always with me.
Yeah, no, me too. When I travel,
You just have to be smart about it, you know. You need to be first to board the plane and somehow hide it when you go into the plane. You find the way.
yeah. When I traveled one time to Brazil, I didn't have any issue from my. I'm from Monterrey, where you're going to play tomorrow. And I fly to Mexico City, and then Mexico City to Sao Paulo, and it was no problem. And when I go back in Sao Paulo, okay, very nice. And when I arrived to Mexico City to go to my city,
That's it.
I had that guitar, and they were like, "No, you can't. You're gonna," and they say, "Man, this is like my precious. I cannot take it down." I will most likely document all my bag and the carry-on that I have instead of my guitar, and say, "Okay." And I
Yeah.
took my guitar with me, and I was like,
It was okay.
yeah. But it's very, and there, well, here in Mexico there's some airlines that they don't have the culture, or even though the airplanes, the guitar doesn't fit, because there in Mexico you can put the case and then people can put the luggage, but
Yeah.
in the Viva Aerobus they cannot, it cannot go. You need to,
But your problem is you've traveled with an expensive guitar.
yeah.
The Steve Vai guitar is not cheap.
Yeah, well,
So I would never travel with a guitar that costs $3,000.
it's very old. I can tell you the story. I purchased it. It cost me $50.
$1,500?
No, $50.
50?
50.
How come?
Uh,
It's not original?
No, yeah. I purchased 20 years ago, around 21 years ago. My first guitar was a Fender Stratocaster Mexican edition, because it was like my first guitar. And when I was very, very young, the G3 came to my city. Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, John Petrucci from Dream Theater.
Yeah.
And I was like in high school, man. And I saw Steve Vai and I said, man, he played Tender Surrender and For the Love of God. And I said, I love this guy. And I want this guitar. On that moment, the guitars cost around $1,000, $1,100, which is a lot of money in that time. And I had a friend that he's a drummer, because I played in a lot of cover bands when I was in I played like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne tracks with my friends.
Yeah.
And I told this guy, the drummer, that okay, I really like this guitar, but this is very expensive and I cannot afford it. And he told me, oh, my brother has one of them. And I said, yeah, really? Yes. And because he started playing the bass and hear that, give that guitar. So I tell him that you're lying. He said, no. So I go into the closet, and it was like the guitar, but without anything, without the hardware. Like it was like without the bridge and without the tuners. Because I don't know, because he wanted to paint it, because he liked Misfits and more emo, and the guitar was black, and he wanted like in colors like the Van Halen style, but he never do it. And I say,
So you fucked it up and put it aside.
yes. And I said like, but it was like good, in good condition, just it was disassembled. And I said, how much for the guitar? And he told me, $50. Or the equivalent, like 1,000 pesos on that time.
Oh my God, man.
And then I purchased it, and there's a place like in every city that there are people like experts with a guitar and do like all the cleaning and ultrasonic and everything, and they assembled it, and that was the cost for the guitar.
That's crazy, man. You're lucky you.
Yeah, you're lucky. And when I purchased the Iron Maiden signature guitar, I was in Cleveland. Because I don't know, I was into the rock and roll music museum, and I went down, and I had like a free day, and then I went to a pawn shop, and Iron Maiden is my favorite band, and I was looking for the signature guitar that was the Japan edition from the 90s, more or less.
Yeah.
And I went to a pawn shop, and I was like moving the guitars, and I saw the guitar, and I said like, nah, you're fucking kidding me.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, it was like $600.
No way.
Yes, I say like, hey, how much for this guitar? And I see the guitar. It was new. It's new.
What's so special about that edition?
Because it has the Seymour Duncan pickups.
Yeah.
The humbuckers on single coil, has original Floyd Rose, and it has Fender Stratocaster, and it has the Eddie image on the head.
Okay.
And it was like $600. And so what I did is took the guitar, go to a guitar center, purchase a hard case so I can bring it back to my city.
And you took it on board, or you sent it?
No, on board. I paid like the extra to have.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
You want to sell the gem? I give you $75. Huh?
No.
Okay.
No, it's the one that I sent you the video. Like I use it a lot. I don't travel anymore. I purchased the donor, the small one that Alex showed you, and I do that for traveling. It
Right.
doesn't have like the same, maybe the quality. You cannot do the bending like very hard, but it works.
Right.
But I love also like playing the guitar and do it with PSYTRANCE and put guitar into electronic music. I think that people likes it.
Yeah.
Very good. So then, okay, so you launch your album, you start playing, you have an album, then you start to make the live act with the guitar.
Yeah.
And how was how many changes in your career do you have with the genres? You start like more dark, and then you get into more melodic.
Right.
And on that, maybe 2015 to 2025, have you changed something, or have you identified something that you feel different?
I think the production changed, that's for sure. And I think I'm a little more mellow now compared to what I was when I was younger. And so you tell me what changed. You can't be a true artist without changing. You know, you always look for a new canvas and new things to do, and you have to keep it interesting.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about your content creation. I love your content. How do you manage to go into that? Because you're very creative, like very incredible. Not because you're here, because when I start seeing your videos and your reels and everything, how do you get into that? It's amazing.
Well, I actually enjoy doing it. I like editing videos. And many times I don't really think about what's the outcome. You know, you have to record the videos, and then you go into the editing software and hoping it's gonna be okay. And then you're gonna think about the concept. But basically enjoying it. That's the way to go.
Yeah, because a lot of DJs is very complex to do that, like all the content creation. That is something that we need to do, because it's not just the music right now.
Yeah, it's a bitch.
Yeah.
Making music is 20% of the job.
Right now, yes. Unfortunately.
And yeah.
Yeah, back in the old days, you have a killer music, you have a lot of plays and festivals and everything, and now people need to see you.
Yeah, but now it's easier to make music.
Yeah.
So you have to get creative and other things to stand out.
And you consider an artist like is analogic or digital?
What now?
DJ, you like more analog equipment, like have the compressors, limiters, and everything, or you like more digital stuff?
Well, for me, it's all digital. I'm all in the box. Well, I have the fantasy of a big studio and a lot of gear, but I never really got to it.
Yeah, you have a killer studio as well.
Yeah, but it's in the box. It sounds good. I have the racks ready actually to put the outboard gear, but I never bought it. I don't have even 1 cent.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I remember your studio, but I haven't seen it. I remember the guitars and but
yeah.
And how is your creative process? How do you start a track? How you get into the studio and
no laws, no formula.
No, you just go and let it flow.
Yeah. Normally it's a kick and bass. But many tracks actually I started with the intro. That's why sometimes my intro is a bit too long.
It's like it used to be like in the old days. It was like a 2-minute intro and that a lot of
2 minutes is a bit too much, but sometimes I do it because I enjoy doing it.
Yes, how you start your art, your piece of art.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you miss like the old tracks? There were very long tracks, like 8-minute tracks, 10-minute tracks, because you since you started, there was long tracks, and now they're very very short, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes tracks.
Mine are still long. My tracks are long. That's I believe in a long story. But the short tracks you see normally it's edits that you see on Spotify.
Yeah. But
so the hook comes like 20 seconds later. Many times. Yeah,
because the music has been changing. And how do you since you have a lot of experience, how do you see this change, like into music? Like you believe that it needs to go back to the long stories because you do it, but not a lot of artists do it.
Yeah.
Or what do you think about that? Everything is like so dynamic.
I don't know, man. Just do whatever you like.
Yeah, it's just a personal opinion. It's like,
But if you look at like a business, you better do it short. Nowadays, keep it short. People are scrolling fast. You don't have the energy to stay and wait for your ideas to pop up. So better show what you've got quickly.
yeah, totally. And talking a little bit on guitar because it's very, 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 for me, it's very exciting to have you that you play guitar. Do you have like a dream guitar? Like, I really like this guitar. This is my.
That's a tough question. I wouldn't mind having a gem, but not the gem, the new one,
The Pia.
the Pia. But actually, I'm not a big fan of Ibanez. I have a RG 650 at home, but I don't touch it too much. For me, so dream guitar. I do have okay. I want a good Les Paul, like a vintage Les Paul to have. But I won't spend this money, and it's too much. And I won't travel with a guitar like that anyway. But I did put my eyes on a few Schecters lately.
Killer ones.
Great. I want the same one as I have now, but with the Floyd Rose and the sustainer.
Yeah, it's a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and right now the guitars are so expensive. Like, very, very expensive.
Yeah, but you can get cheap guitars with really high quality nowadays.
Yeah, that's the other side.
But for me, the beautiful thing about a new instrument that it gives you inspiration. Like, let's say I have 10 guitars in my rack in the studio. Each one gave me a new idea or a few new ideas. So it pushes you into new dimensions you've never been before.
Really? I never seen it that way.
No? Well, for me, it happens.
Yeah, but yeah, because in my studio, I travel with a donor and I use, when I made the videos, I use a Yem or the Iron Maiden guitar. I like more the Gem because it's more dynamic than the Stratocaster. But yeah, I don't know, sometimes I like, it's because it's very expensive. It's like with taxes, it's almost like $4,000. And it's like it's a lot of money for an instrument. I said like, yeah, I want it to be more famous or something like that because it's very expensive. But yeah, check the guitars I've seen in they're very killer. And yeah, there are a lot of brands and everything. And well, I see less people playing the guitar. I remember back in the old days, I went to a guitar shop and other people were playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And when I went to Los Angeles, I was with a guitar, like looking. I was not playing. And I saw like a dad with his journaling, and then he went and, do you know how to play? And I said like, man, yes. Because I don't see a lot of people playing instruments anymore.
Yeah, less. But I believe the grunge will come back.
You think so?
Not the grunge music, like the grunge spirit.
Yeah.
Dirty stuff.
How is the music in Israel like the people that you see like more going to DJs or digital, or you see like people playing?
Not many people play guitar. It's more digital, hip hop, stuff like that.
Yeah, same as Mexico.
You know what my dream guitar is?
Which one?
To find a killer MIDI guitar.
A killer?
Yeah.
I do you think it exists?
I'm still looking. I went through all of them.
Yeah, see, I remember one show that you had a MIDI guitar, and I purchased one because I saw your video. I don't remember the brand. I will show you after the podcast. Yeah, but it has like a USB cable that was not very long, and it looks like a Guitar Hero.
It's a Euro guitar.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Yes.
But I did a nice stuff with it.
Really?
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah, I only do it with one video. I think when I made a cover for the Game of Thrones cover, and I get into the Contact and sound like a violin or some strings, and I do like the main theme with the main guitar, with the MIDI guitar, and it's nice because you don't need how to pick. You just need like to put your fingers.
Yeah,
on the
you
fretboard.
can do a lot of show.
Yeah, Yeah, but it's the only thing that I did with that guitar. And I might, or I need to do like something more creative because it works well like in my room. Maybe not to go to play it, but yeah, and maybe sometimes because I'm so busy now making content that I lose that inspiration. But my goal is to go when I go back to my city, like do like editing and like, okay, no more podcast or create or content and
No, I do for myself.
yeah.
Can relate to that.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And well, very important question here: tips and recommendation from somebody that wants to go and start into this DJ world, music producer world.
What do you mean?
Tips and recommendations that you can share to someone that is your fan and wants to go into it.
Well, don't overthink it. Get a computer. Buy a Splice subscription and go into it. And good headphones, and that's it. Start playing around and see if you enjoy it enough to make a profession out of it.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah, no, I think it works because, but yeah, a lot of people overthink like, oh, it's very difficult. Oh, I cannot do it, or
all the information is out there. It's easy. The hard part is to find your own way.
Yeah, to be original.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go all crazy and buy a lot of stuff. Just computer, headphones, and the software, which you can get privately.
Yeah, totally. And then during all these years, have you think like to quit into music? Like, I'm very tired, I don't want to do it anymore.
Not really. I get tired sometimes, like burned out. You know, it happens to everybody. I've been doing this for a long time, but I can't imagine myself doing anything else but music. I don't know what path the music will take me, but it's definitely music.
And how do you manage the burnout? Like when you're like very tired, what do you do like to stress away?
Go for a walk with my dog, be with my family, or sit in bed and cry. Not really.
All right. I don't see you that personality. I see you like very active, like very happy people. Person. I imagine you like, I don't say your life to do something else, and you go out and run and whatever, do a barbecue or something else.
Well, just find something else to do. If you want to stay productive, so stay in the studio and make presets or find cool sounds. Yeah, that's a good way to manage the burnout.
I think it's worked very well. And what is coming for you for Bliss? What's coming?
I have an album coming. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Sure. Let's talk about the album.
Yeah, so the album is coming out 24th of August. 9 tracks. 2 singles are already out. Another single is coming next week. And then the album. It's called Me Versus Me. And I'm really happy about it. It's quite electronic. And that's about it.
How long did it took you to do like 9 tracks for an album?
Not too much. It took a long time to finalize. That's the hard part. The easy part is to make the music, and then the hard part is to be happy and say, okay, it's finished. Don't touch it anymore. That's the process. Part of the name is that, me versus me. It's like, okay, this guy is saying it's not finished, and this guy is saying, oh, come on, guy. It's time to finish. Yeah, but I'm really happy about it.
Well, Jonathan, I want to thank you about sharing your story, your tips, and it was a pleasure to meet you. We're happy to have you back. A lot of light of success for this new album.
Thank you.
I will do all the promotion and send everybody to your album when this podcast launches. Okay. And I hope we will see you soon here. Don't stop coming to Mexico.
Thank you, man.
Bueno, a todos los que vieron escucharon este podcast, sigan a Bliss en todas sus redes sociales, escuchen su nuevo álbum. Aquí les dejo todas sus redes y nos vemos en el próximo capítulo. Hasta luego.